So I just wanted to do a read on the indigenous people in the Amazon, because there are people who live there. Mind you, these fires were start on purpose, like I said. They were start on purpose because money. If you clear the land, you can then sell the land to farmers for their cattle. But there are people who live in the Amazon. How are they doing? I could imagine not very well. I'm sure we have some lung issues by now. Smoke inhalation is extremely dangerous. They say most people who die in a fire die by smoke inhalation first. And even if they're not right next to it, if this is something you can see from space, then you can imagine how much it is when you're on the ground with it. Queen of Swords. This would be the people. An action of some sort. The Emperor. Yeah, he affected them. This is basically what that's saying. And I get this being them. She wears the sky on her back, so she is a person of the land or a person of her surroundings. Justice. The government. But not government, but him, the president. Restitution. Is this going to be covered by money? Let's see. Confusion. Then money. Once the details are ironed out, they could get some restitution. I don't know how they do things as far as commerce and trade, but the indigenous, but there is compensation of some sort that they can recoup. Damages, I should say, because they are suffering. Before, yeah, there's some loss to them. Not just loss to the land, but it's a loss in the psyche. Like, this is moping and despondency, complacence. Like, I don't care, because it's kind of all going up in flames, pardon the pun. There's some loss. The government and the fear. So this is an establishment thing. So this is going to be something serious. We got all the robes present, just as Emperor Hierophant. Like, this is going to cover every aspect of life, basically. That's in the fear. That's crossing them. That's at the base. Your hopes. Preparations. There's a deliverance of damages or a restitution of some sort. Queen of Pentacles because of the earth. Seven of Pentacles, though there is, the warning is it's not much and you have to be patient. So this is not an overnight thing, but there will be a victory and there will be fighting and communication. So yeah, this is a back and forth conversation. This is not, even though the country is in the wrong for setting the fires, they're still not going to just roll over and say, okay, you win. But at the bottom, celebration. So they are not okay. Let's see physically. How are they? Physically speaking, how are they? So there is conditions that could come out of this. This is my card for disease, but there is some conditions, probably some lung damage, because again, you don't have to be next to it for it to affect you. They could be in a whole nother whatever. If this is something you can see from space, they are affected. Knight of Wands. So a new action. So physically speaking, not in a good place. So there's my conditions. This is the Knight of Wands. It has put a physical burden on them, as well as a financial one. Like I said, I'm not sure how they do commerce, but it does affect their ability to survive. I'll say it that way. Their outlook has changed as well. So this is, again, psychologically speaking too. Even though that's not a sword card, that is still an outlook. And there is some hindrance. So we're talking possible lungs. Yeah, and then you have the Tower. So they're not okay. So whatever prayer and energy you can send their way, I'm sure they need it. It's a long situation. So pray for them. They definitely need it.